We are here. It's 1 a.m. where I am on the East Coast of the United States. But I stayed up so that we can have a conversation, an important conversation with Dr. Abdul Wahab Abu Warda. Dr. Abdul Wahab Abu Warda is a medical doctor. You're a surgeon, correct?
Yeah.
He is a surgeon in the Gaza Strip at Al Shifa Hospital. We have been trying for a whole day now to um, to get him on, and because of the internet connection in Gaza, and because of all the challenges in Al Shifa Hospital, it has taken us more than 15 hours to do this interview. But while it is 1 a.m. for me, it is 7 a.m. for Dr. Abu Warda in Gaza. And we're honored to have him in the room. We're honored to have him here with us right now. And I know you don't have a lot of time, Doctor, but I wanted to talk to you and ask you just a few questions. And thank you for doing this. Um, when the attacks on the Gaza Strip began, one of the first places that we all heard about was Al Shifa Hospital, where you work. And we were told that Al Shifa Hospital was a Hamas military site, that there were kidnappings and violence and all sorts of things happening there. And other people said, no, it's a hospital only, and we're just trying to help and heal people. You're there. You can tell us the truth. You can give us your perspective on the ground. What is El Shifa? What has been going on in Al Shifa Hospital?
Okay. At the first, I'm Dr. Abdul Wahab Abu Warda. I'm surgeon at Shifa Hospital. I'm working at the Shifa Hospital since around more than 5 years. In the beginning of the war, at the 7th of October, in a few hours, we have received hundreds or thousands of wounded.
Hmm.
We at the emergency department, we can't deal with all the numbers of wounded people. In a few hours, our hospital falling down due to the large amount of people, and the operation room I downloaded in more many operation ICU beds. Just we have in the hospital around 20 ICU beds before the war. Now we just have around 4 to 5 ICU beds. So the
4 or 5
situation
ICU beds?
just now 4 or 5
Wow.
in the northern Gaza Strip.
Wow. So
Yeah.
there are more than, according to the most recent numbers that I've seen, there are more than 72,000 Palestinians who have been injured since October 7th, and there have been more than 31,000 um, uh, Palestinians killed, not counting the 8,000 who are under the rubble. With such high death numbers, especially um, in places like Gaza City, right, where you are, um, what's happening to all these people who are getting hurt if there are only a handful of ICU beds, if there are only a few doctors who are actively working? How do you manage that?
In the first, we are start received now all wounded people on the ground. We don't have any beds in emergency department. In previous, we have around 300 beds in emergency department, but due to number of wounded, now we received all wounded on the ground.
Wow.
And if need operation, we have just 3 operation room. If we start the operation room, just we missed a lot of wounded in the waiting list to finish the operation room. and we lost a lot of wounded due to no ICU beds.
Wow. So when you say you receive them on the ground, what does that mean? So when someone gets like in the last 2 hours, a home has been struck in Gaza City, and some people are dead immediately. Some people are injured, and some people we don't know what's going to happen. They can't rush them to when you say you receive them on the ground, do you go to where the bombing happened, or do they just get sort of brought near the hospital in like areas? How do you how do you tend to them? What does treating them on the ground mean?
Okay, when we receive in the first in our hospital to have just 5 surgeons. I'm one of them 5 surgeons. Every one surgeon treated 20, 30 wounded at the same time, from one to one, from one to one. We don't have any medical team, or most or medical team went to the South Gaza Strip or to outside Gaza and left us alone. We don't have anyone. We don't have any medical supply. We don't have any healthy food or clean water. We don't have any meaning of life here in Al Shifa Hospital and in North Gaza Strip.
Wow. Um, one of the challenges um, that many people talked about in the first weeks of the war on Gaza is that the hospitals lost electricity, they lost fuel or power to keep machines going. That there was a lack of water access. Um, and then other outlets said that those were exaggerations, that it wasn't that bad. Talk to me about what the conditions have been like through over the last few months, and how has that impacted the way that you can treat patients?
Okay, since around after 1 week from the war, we have lost everything in our hospital and in North Gaza Strip, according to electricity or food or water and the fuel of generator. In our hospital, now we are working until 3 p.m. just because don't have any fuel to generator. For the patient, we don't have any drugs or medical supplies. Just available now little amount of drugs. A lot of wounded. We are lost him due to we don't have any medication for him.
So there's no pain medication,
Simple painkiller, just
like aspirin, basically,
yeah.
ibuprofen. So if someone gets shot, and we've seen the numbers, then the reports have said that you know
And I was talking about another point.
oh
In emergency department, we need a lot of blood transfusion. In a few days, the blood taken from us. We don't have any donor or any blood in our hospital, and the blood take from us in the hospital.
wow, wow. So, and I guess with all the people who are being bombed, all the places being bombed, and all the people being shot, there's probably a lot of blood loss. And you're saying there's no donors for blood transfusions. So what do you do if someone comes to the hospital and you have limited pain medicine? You can't give them a blood transfusion. You don't have enough operating tables. What are you doing?
In some moments, just standing to watch the wounded without any things. We cannot provide any things for them.
Mm. As a doctor, how does that make you feel? Um, you know, there's a way that you're sort of helpless. I mean, your job is to heal people, and you want to heal people. I mean, you're at Al Shifa Hospital. You're literally at the healing hospital, and you, your hands are tied. What do you do?
I'm not understand.
Um, if you don't have the resources to help somebody, um, how does that make you feel as a doctor when you're sitting there and you want to help somebody, but you don't have you don't have the tools?
Okay. In this situation, we are really very sad because all wounded, not healed, and we are lost a lot of patients, but nothing to be done for them. Just watch it.
You said that you've been at Al Shifa Hospital for 5 years.
Yeah.
Um, that means that you have been aware of all the activities that take place there. The Israeli government, in October especially, and November, argued that El Shifa Hospital wasn't really a hospital, that it was uh, the home base of Hamas, that it was a military space, that underneath the hospital were military targets, or military actions. Um, is that true?
You mean that Hamas based in our hospital?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anyone from Hamas in our hospital. I'm not seeing anyone.
And did you see that before in the past?
Never before. I also.
So, um,
I don't know. I don't know if found or not found, but I'm not see anyone.
you haven't seen it. I mean, you've been there for 5 years, so you know,
Yeah.
I at least respect your interpretation. Um, so, um, why do you stay? You know, it's very dangerous. Um, no part of Gaza is safe. No part of Gaza is safe right now. Why do you stay in a place that you know makes you a target?
In the beginning, we are bombed in our home, and I lost around 31 of my family members.
Wow.
So after I saw all the medical team left us and gone to South Gaza Strip or outside Gaza, and decided to stay here to help the wounded and help the people. But in the same time, I want to evacuate my family outside Gaza. I'm creating the GoFundMe link to the help donation to evacuate my family outside Gaza, but I'm never left Gaza. I will stay here in our hospital to help our wounded.
So I want to emphasize to people who are watching this now live and those who will watch it later that Dr. Abu Warda has a GoFundMe link here. We've posted it right here on the screen. You go to GoFundMe /F/help the Abu Wardas live a better life. This will be used to help evacuate his family from Gaza. As he said, he's already lost many family members. You said 13?
31.
31, I'm sorry. He's lost 31 family members since October 7th from attacks stemming from the Israeli military. And because of those attacks and the continued threat of more attacks, there's an urgency to getting his family out of the Gaza Strip, and so he's asking for help to do that. Will they be going to where are they going to go?
To Egypt. The
To
first to Egypt.
Okay. So they're going to go to Egypt. We're going to evacuate them to Egypt. We'd love to support you. I will certainly be donating as soon as we get off of this live. And I'm encouraging everyone watching this to make a donation. Um, Dr. Abuwater, I know you have to run in a moment. I'm just going to ask you a couple more questions. Do you have any fear that after your family leaves or evacuates Gaza, that they won't be allowed to return?
What? After we evacuate from Gaza?
Yeah, that they won't let you back in.
I'm not understand this question.
آه، انا بظن انه اذا تهربوا، اذا يهربوا عيلتك، ممنوع الرجوع يعني. يعني زي في
Okay,
النكبه في 48 لما
I
هربوا
understand. But,
الفلسطينيين يعني ما كانوا قادر ممنوع الرجوع، العوده يعني بعد
okay, I
الحرب.
understand.
Yeah.
I won't lost to more than anyone. So to evacuate to Egypt better than I'm lost in Gaza. After that, after war, I can to left Gaza and arrive to our family. But I want to lose to more than.
Mm. There are a lot of people who believe that that is the plan of the
Yeah,
Israeli government, that they want everybody, all the Palestinians, to leave and never come back.
maybe never come back.
You don't care.
Yeah,
يعني هي خطة الحكومة الإسرائيلية، يعني هم بدهم إياك.
yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
But I don't want lose anyone from my family member now. Come back better than I'm lost to them.
fair enough. For the audience's benefit, I was just saying, the Israeli government kind of don't want them to come back. They kind of want people to leave, like the Nakba of 48. And he said, he can't worry about that right now, which I understand. Doctor, my last question for you, and it's kind of a two-part question. The first part is just, what do you think is needed for this to end, for the war to end?
The end of war.
Yeah, like, what should we do? ايش الحل يعني؟
I think in this time no solution here. The IDF want to kill all Hamas member and Hamas under the ground and kill our people. We need to Hamas go out Gaza. Just
You want Hamas out,
yeah.
and is there somebody else that you want in? Do you the Sulta? Do you believe in do you think the Palestinian Authority is the answer? Like, is there a political party في حزب سياسي هلا that can create peace
In the system now.
او في المستقبل؟ يعني في المستقبل ممكن، يعني ما بعرف، بس بعد الحرب بعد الحرب لسه راح يكون في احتلال، واذا في احتلال راح يكون في عنف، راح يكون في فقر، راح يكون في كل المشاكل.
مظبوط مظبوط.
So I was just saying, even if the war ends, there's still going to be an occupation, and there's still going to be all the same problems of violence and poverty, etc. So, can there be a solution? Is there a group? Is it PFLP? Jibha, Sulta, the Palestinian Authority. Is there somebody or something that can fix this? And maybe that's not the right question for a doctor, but
I think after this war, everything will solved. After this war,
wallah,
because yeah, destroyed everywhere, everywhere. Everyone lost every family, everyone lost their home, everyone lost everything. We are lost in Gaza. So I think after this war, all the problem will solve.
Okay, you're optimistic. You have a lot of hope. You have a lot of hope. I hope you're right, my brother. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you want us to know? We're in the is there anything you want to tell the audience? Is there anything you want to tell the people watching or in the United States? Um, عندك رسالة للجمهور للناس في الولايات المتحدة عن الوعد بفلسطين وعن الحل وعن أي شيء.
Just I want ceasefire, the war ceasefire now, stop now, and I want help from everyone to evacuate my family outside Gaza. That I
Okay,
want now.
that makes sense. Right now, everybody said he wants the war to stop and he wants to help evacuate his family. We're going to help him evacuate his family. Everybody go to GoFundMe.com. Help the Apple Water Does Live a Better Life. I personally will make a donation as soon as we log off. Doctor, thank you for being a
Thank you.
hero at the Balkan. You are a hero.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for your work. We thank you for your sacrifice. We thank you for your courage. Um, and I pray that you and the rest of your family who are still with us remain safe. Thank you, doctor. It was wonderful to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you for the beautiful interview. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Ramadan Mubarak.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Allah ma'ak. It's always challenging to have these conversations because they're so um, filled with all the stuff, right? The emotion of you know being in a death camp. Um, this man talked about um, this man talked about being a doctor. There's 5 surgeons. There's only a handful of tables. They don't have medication to give people. They don't have donors for blood. That means that while you are he's already in a hospital that has been marked as a military site and a military target. Let me be clear about that. El Shifa Hospital is maybe the only hospital that people uh, sort of. It's the most known hospital in Gaza at this point because of all the controversy, right? It's also El Shifa is also just a really large hospital. It's the largest. Um, it's like a complex. It's like I don't know how to describe it. I don't want to describe it in U.S. terms, but it's a huge medical complex with lots of departments. It's the primary central hospital of Gaza, and the Israeli army and Israeli military targeted it almost immediately after October 7th. Lots of doctors left for good reason. Lots of international and local surgeons got out of there, but he stays. He stays. He stays. And he stays despite the fact that he could be attacked at any minute. We didn't hear from him for an hour. And shout out to Bullet the Bunny, who's a Marc Lamont Hill official channel member who actually arranged this interview. And she normally hears from him by 9 a.m. our time. And we hadn't heard from him. And then 10 o'clock came, and 11 o'clock came, and I didn't say it to her out loud, but I think we both were like, I hope nothing happened, because I do these updates every day, and I'm always saying Al Ahli Hospital, Indonesia Hospital, Nasser Hospital, Al Shifa Hospital got bombed, got hit. There's a strike. There's a this. There's a this. And so, we were terrified. But that's me sitting in my house terrified. What does it mean to be in the hospital doing this work at great peril at great risk and great peril? What does it mean to do this work? And he does it every day. And then, although he's willing to stay and work with people, to treat people, to fulfill his vocation, his calling to heal people, they leave him with no tools. So somebody gets shot and you can't get them blood, and you can't get them pain medicine, and you can't get them what they need, you're not in a hospital anymore. You're in a death camp, and you're just watching it happen. And all while this is happening, he said 31 members of his family. "31 members of his family have been killed." Now, you may think that that's extraordinary or unusual, and I wish that it was. I wish that it were, but it's not. Entire bloodlines have been wiped out, where there's literally no one left in a bloodline in Gaza. Remember, 30,000 people, 31,000 people have been killed. Another 8,000 under the rubble. These are conservative estimates, but you're talking about 40,000 people dead. 40,000 people dead. There's only 2.5 million people in Gaza. It's only, you're talking about one in about 75 people it's been killed. One out of 75 people. So if you got a big family with hundreds of people, then yeah, you're gonna have lots of people. All it takes is one building to get struck, one house to get knocked out. You could kill your whole bloodline. That's what this brother is dealing with. And there are a lot of people who say, don't leave. Don't give up the land. Stay. Sumud, right? But he's like, my family has been killed. 31 of them. As Jazz said, this is genocide on so many levels. So in the face of genocide, he wants to flee and escape for his family. He said, I'm going to stay. I'm going to do my job in this hospital, but I need my family safe. And I asked him, as you saw, like, are you not worried that they won't let you back? He basically was like, I can't worry about that. He's very polite, but he's basically like, I can't worry about the future of the Gaza Strip. I got to protect my family from death. This isn't a philosophical argument. This isn't a abstract argument. He just wants relief. Now, there are people in the West who will hear him talk and say, see, he wants Hamas gone too. That might be true. But let's be very clear. 31 members of his family have been killed. They not Hamas. Israel has been very ineffective at killing Hamas. They've been very effective at killing people like Dr. Abu Warda's family members. So even if he wants Hamas gone, he wants Hamas gone through a political solution, a diplomatic solution, not by indiscriminately bombing the hospital where he's trying to save lives, not by killing people in Gaza City, not by destroying neighborhoods that result in the death of his family. That ain't what he wants. So don't act like you're prosecuting this genocidal war to help people like Dr. Abu Warda. This genocidal war has targeted people like Dr. Abu Warda. And yet, Dr. Abu Warda is still fighting. He says this is his destiny. He's up there literally donating his own blood several times a week, just like the other doctors, just so that there can be a little bit of blood for the patients. He is donating his own blood just so that there can be a little bit of blood left for the patients. He does it several times a week, probably more than he should. And this isn't some grizzled old man. This is a 31-year-old Palestinian doctor. He ain't got no clinic. As you said, he ain't got no beds. They're all just sheltering together. And when you ask him, as Bullet the Bunny did, why he stays, he said, this is my destiny. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. But he's still in great danger. Every night he's sheltering with a bunch of folk, 5 children, all under the age of 10, still with him. He has his own baby girl, 2 years old. 2. People say, I see people in the comments even saying he's only 31. Man, if you spend any time in Palestine or around Palestinians, but certainly in Palestine, you will see you got to grow up fast, man. Children that be like 12 be seeming like they're 18, if not in the face, certainly in their spirit. This young man might be 31, but he has been aged by the extraordinary violence and pressures of the occupation, the extraordinary violence and pressure of the blockade, the extraordinary violence and pressure of a war. He is, I told him, I think I said it to him in Arabic, but I said, you are a hero. You are a champion. You are yeah, he's dealing with an inexplicable dilemma in the most heroic and beautiful of ways. And so anyway, I'm glad to have the opportunity to speak to Dr. Abu Warda, Abdul Wahab Abu Warda. It's a blessing to talk to him. It's a gift to be able to engage him. He represents in so many ways the soul and the spirit and the courage and the commitment of the Palestinian people writ large. And so that's why we up here at 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. fighting to get his voice on here, not because he wanted to be famous or because he wants to be on a media platform. He wants help for his family. He wants support. But he also wants the story of Gaza told. He wants the future of Palestine to be secured. And he remains hopeful. He remains optimistic. He said, after this is all over, I think things are going to be okay. That's a radical hope. That's a hope against all evidence to the contrary. That is sumud. That is steadfastness. That is what Palestine is about. It's what the Palestinian freedom struggle has always been about. And it's why we stand in unwavering solidarity with them on their fight for liberation and freedom and dignity, self-determination, safety, and justice. So family, we're going to close out, but make sure you go to the GoFundMe.com. Help the Abu Waters live a better life. Again, this is not, a home improvement loan. This is not, money for excursions or frills or fun or toys or games. This is a fundraiser to help him escape for his family, not for even for himself, a genocidal war that has already killed 31 members of his family. So make sure you go to GoFundMe if you're so inclined, if you can, if you're capable, even if it's just $1. No amount is too small. No amount is insulting. And if you want to donate later or you want to check him out, hear more about him, hear more about his story, you can go to his IG, which I just dropped into the chat here. And I'm also going to paste it right here on the screen for a minute. It's Abdul Wahab, like that. It's a Dr. _ABDELWAHAB. on Instagram, and I believe maybe other platforms as well. But certainly on Instagram, you can see his stories. You can get the link in his bio to the fundraiser. You can continue to stand with him and to support him. And also, family, after you watch this video, after you're done watching this video, the next thing I want you to do is share it, post it on your Facebook. I don't ever ask you to share my videos, and I don't need you to share my videos. I always like it if you do, but I don't ask you to. Um, um, but I'm going to ask you this one time to share the video, not for me. I don't get a thing out of this, but I want you to to share the video so that other people can find out about this story, so that other people can get access to this information, so that they can help support this brother, but also so they can get a better sense of how Palestinians are dealing with the crisis. You heard him say, "I ain't seen no Hamas here." You know, he's being very politically correct, very disciplined and polite, but he also ain't telling no lies and he ain't pulling no punches. He said, could they be here? Maybe. He said, but I've been here 5 years and I haven't seen them. So despite the world saying it was a Hamas command center, he's like, I have not seen Hamas. All of this matters, man. You don't have to take anybody's word for it. You don't have to guess. You got people on the ground telling you. Anyway, go to his social media pages, go to his GoFundMe, support Dr. Abdul Wahab, and thank you for watching once again the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel. It's been an honor talking to him. It's a joy to talk to you, even at 1:35 in the morning. For this, we will stay up and make sure that it happens. Y'all know I be dozing off. This ain't me, but tonight we doing it because we're doing it for justice. We're doing it for freedom, and we're doing it in solidarity. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can stay updated on all the content here on the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel. Thank you. Peace.